Just let me know if we're entering, and let me know if I get any like weird notifications on my laptop or something. Not like that, but just like something that's like let me know if anything that's not supposed to happen happens.
You can turn notifications on Pornhub.
Hi YouTube channel, welcome. Today we are here with
Valence
and Brae.
So first question, I guess since we're here, Hyperyouth tour, talking about Hyperyouth. It's been out for a while now.
Yeah, about 3 years. Yeah.
7 billion years. How long have y'all been working on it? Like,
No, I can't remember when the first track you sent me. I don't even remember what the first song you sent me was. It was a while ago. I think it was Live Right, and then the real first one was like Party's Over, because I had sent that to Brae, and then it was just like something totally different for us, and he like was working out and like dropped his weights and was like, dude, this is unbelievable, like let's really do this. So yeah, that's kind of how it started, and I think it got done kind of over like 3 or 4 months. It was pretty quick.
Yeah, were we writing it like in the winter time? Like I forget when we did the main writing sessions, but
I think I'd started like the first couple tracks in like September. It was like when the No Hands Deluxe was coming out, and then we got real. We just were making so many beats, but it got real like at the start of the year, like in January for sure.
So what did you feel were like your biggest struggles, and what came easiest to you in making this album?
I think it was our first time getting like really emotional with some things, and as an artist you want to be able to talk about those things, but it was like difficult because we had built up this kind of persona that were like these really fun and sort of like crazy guys, which we are, but like we went into it and we're like, we want to introduce this sort of emotional side to it and talk about things that are pertinent to our lives right now, which is the growing up, which is the things changing around you and all that, and going out and being yourself and dancing and everything. So I think that was the first struggle, was like how to approach a song like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think on like a track like Disco Tomorrow, it was one of my like longer format verses, and like like Joey mentioned, it was tough getting more emotional on stuff like that, but it was fun. I don't want to say I felt like I had something to prove, but I was really excited for this album because it's like, okay, like I want people to know that like we can like level up and get to this level and rap like how we do. So yeah.
And nobody cares.
Everyone cares. Everyone cares. I don't know. I feel like it very much is an evolution in your music for sure. Yeah. And it's very much different from your previous work, of course. Are there any other sort of like genres or styles that you've thought about blending into your own music? Because this, of course, has a lot of like elements of sort of internetness. I don't know what word to put it. And then, of course, there's a lot of like hip hop, R&B, soul samples, stuff like that. Are there any sort of other genres that you're wanting to like experiment in?
I would say for sure. I mean, we both listen to very different kinds of music, but also very similar. Like during this album, I was listening to a lot of like indie electronica stuff and like shoegaze and like real melodic down tempo stuff. So that's kind of where some of that inspiration came in there. And obviously like a lot of 2000s club and like electronic music. But I think moving forward, we both really would like to get just more out of the box with the kinds of, because we like, personally, like I'm just listening to a lot of just more melodic and songwriting forward music lately, whether it's with hip hop or, you know, just like alternative music. So I think we're kind of interested moving forward and starting to try and tackle some things like that.
Yeah, one of my favorite albums is Mac Miller's Divine Feminine, and I really want to make a song or multiple songs that just sound similar to that. Yeah, I think people know by now that we can make Party jump up like crazy songs, and I can kind of scream like Fat Man Scoop and shit. But I want to, you know, do songs that are a little more, I guess, poetic and have a bit more meaning to them and stuff like that, because that stuff is really fun to write and people haven't seen that side of us. So I definitely want to make tracks that sound like that.
Yeah, we're like humans, you know. So I think you can't stay the same forever. So I think we want to show you all of our inspirations and all of our talents, because I think there's a lot more from us to offer, to be honest.
Kind of talking about that, have you ever been worried that you would end up being like 1 or 2 hit wonders, or just known as like TikTok artists in general?
No, I don't yet. Like, I don't know about worrying about being a TikTok artist. If anything, we have TikTok to thank. That's what popped us off in the first place. But one of the things that I think, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but I think that we did correctly was getting on the road immediately after we started seeing traction on TikTok. We just started playing shows as soon as we saw any type of numbers rolling up. We're like, we got to get in front of people. So I think by now, a couple years later, we proved that we're a strong live act. But one or two hit wonder, I don't know. It's like you always want to chase that high of having a really successful song because every artist wants that. But at the end of the day, we say it all the time and it's so truthful. We're really just having fun with this stuff. Even if Hyperyouth, every song on there flopped, I don't care because I had so much fun creating it with Joey. And like, we just had such a blast and every song has, you know, a special moment in it or a meaning, or like, I remember laughing during certain parts of like the song that actually made it into the cuts of the album. And I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm just glad that we have a fan base that does enjoy it to any extent. Like I like it and that's what matters. So.
Yeah, exactly what he said. As long as we make music that we're passionate and happy with, then that's like the success that we're finding. And a lot of people can't get over that hump of like, I mean, even me, like I talk about it and like amongst ourselves, it's always like, fuck, like this didn't do what we thought it was going to do. But like at the end of the day, you make music because it's an emotional outlet and because you enjoy it. So if you keep that sort of like at its core, the reason you make music, you sort of push those other feelings away, I guess. So
What have you found as like, this is more of like an analytics question, but what have you found as like a key to catching people's attention on social media? And then how do you turn that into momentum for your like album as a whole?
I literally think at the beginning we were just trying to be like as insane as possible. Like with all the videos, not that the videos were more important than the music, but we kind of just got honestly really lucky that the music was connecting and was different than anything that anyone else was putting out at the time. So the videos to go along with it were just us being like as stupid as possible because this was the first time we had ever tried to like promote music. So we were like, what if we do this? What if we do that? Like to be stupid. But now I think we're a lot more creative and purposeful with the kind of content that we make. But at the beginning, I really think that I just urge people to like just put it out there. Like it doesn't hurt to just put it out there, regardless of whether it needs a hook in the video or some dumb shit that people say about, you know, getting views on TikTok. Just put it out there. Like if your goal is to be an artist, that's a part of the industry. You just have to show people your music. And regardless, I think we just got really lucky, to be honest.
We did get super lucky, and I just found a kid yesterday on TikTok that I love his music now. I'm a fan of, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting his name right now, but he literally has like 349 monthly listeners. But I just went and added a bunch of songs, and the views weren't even high on the TikTok. I had like 20 likes, but I saw it. Like that's one new fan right there. So it doesn't matter. Joey's correct. You just have to be posting stuff and putting yourself out there. You never know who's watching, literally. I mean, if you watch just the most recent, like Zane Lowe and Tyler, the Creator interview, Tyler starts dropping names and you're like, oh my, and those people are reacting to it like, I can't believe he listens to me. Like, you never know who's watching your stuff. So definitely don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You have to do it.
This one might be a bit of a hard-hitting question. You guys do make hip-hop music, right? So as sort of white artists in a music genre that's very rooted in Black culture, how do you approach it while both honoring sort of like the legacy of the artists that have come before you while still managing to be different and unique and putting your own spin on it?
I think that's a great question, and we don't get asked it very often, but I think something that people don't realize a lot of the time, but we grew up with hip hop. Like at its core, is what we grew up with from our parents. And I think we pull so much inspiration and have so much respect for the people that came before us. And a lot of people will be like, oh, you do this and do that. But I think at the end of the day, we just love hip hop at its core so much and use that inspiration to just make art. Like we're not trying to be anything that we aren't. And I think that's really evident with our music. We use hip hop because we have such a love and appreciation for it, and then just put our version into the world. And we're so happy that it's accepted by that community. I mean, like Danny Brown was a legendary person to reach out to us and to be accepted in that community. JPEG Mafia, Tia Corinne, Logic, like all these people that we've collaborated with who have been in the industry. No, but for real, it's just really cool because I don't think we try to be anything that we aren't.
No, Yeah, Joey said it perfectly, but I'll just add too. I think it's important that we're never imitating, we're just creating. I mean, I grew up in a household that was a bunch of dancers. My dad was a break dancer. My sister did competitive dance. And so I just had an upbringing of listening to hip hop all the time since I was a baby. So yeah, I never think that we're biting from the culture. I mean, we respect everybody. And it's crazy because like, you know, I think it's very obvious that we're not on the same level or never will be as like the Clips and Kendrick Lamar. Never even ask. Like that's not our house. That's their house. And like just all the OGs from like way back in the day. Like it's just mad respect always. And I mean, we're like Joey just said, we're just nerds about this shit. Like the history, the knowledge that Joey and I share about just like hip hop and rap. I love it. I'm just a nerd about music. I love it.
Well, I mean, even if you're not up there with other artists, you definitely are making your own mark in the genre, because you guys pull a lot from 90s and 2000s music, especially in your samples. What are some of y'all's favorite artists from then?
From the 90s and 2000s, just like early hip hop. I mean, people off the top that I'd listen to just on a daily basis is Jay-Z, 50 Cent, the Clips, some more. I don't want to even say deep cuts because it's really not deep cuts, but for me, like I listen to like the Locks, like Jadakiss, like the Diplomat, like just everybody. There's so many like old hip hop like artists that I listen to all the time, every day, that I take a lot of inspiration from when we're writing and stuff.
Oh, is it doing that? Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same for me. I grew up with like a lot of like Tribe and Wu-Tang and obviously the Beastie Boys and everything. But for me, like I got really into like Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I love like Eric B and Rakim, like that sort of were big, really big inspirations for me, even like on the production side too, because I produce all the music like that, which is crazy. And obviously like Kanye, like his production, it was just so inspirational to like a ton of producers and everything. But we listen to like a ton of modern hip hop too. Like I love ASAP Rocky, I love Baby Keem, I love like Yeet, I love like all that shit. And we love music. So, you know, that was just at its core what we were listening to when we were kids. So it's kind of came full circle, and without even trying, we just sort of made the first thing that came to mind, and it was that. And then that was our style. So
I miss Baby Keem.
We all do.
Along with music, you guys sample TV shows, Adventure Time. What's the story behind that? How did you manage to clear that Adventure Time sample?
yeah, that's crazy because I honestly think we're like the first people to ever clear it, like officially. We reached out to Cartoon Network, and I kind of just put that in there just because I wanted to. And that show, and specifically that episode and that quote, like mean a lot to me, and it's so pertinent to the purpose of this album, which is growing up and not changing. Why, when you grow up, do you have to change yourself? Just be like genuinely who you are all the time, and that's the message of this. So we just kind of reached out, and at first they were like, maybe. And I literally made like a handwritten letter and like sent, I was like, please, like this means so much to me. And we just waited and waited and waited and waited, but they ended up clearing it. And so
Yeah.
They're having fun out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, you said everything.
It's just cool. Like it's, you know, that a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of work, background stuff that happens when you clear music. We can't just take it, as much as we'd love to just take shit and use it. Every artist would. You know, we did, and it meant a lot. It was very, very heartwarming that they allowed us to use that. So thank you, Cartoon Network.
Still talking about TV, what are some of your other favorite TV shows? What are some of your favorite characters, TV show characters? Who do you relate to? Stuff like that. Just talk about TV a little bit.
If you want to go first, Brae.
Well, SpongeBob. I watch SpongeBob with my younger sister all the time. Wow, I feel so old right now because I feel like I don't watch cartoons anymore. I used to, but yeah, SpongeBob was my number one. That was always on. I wasn't a big Cartoon Network guy. I was more of a Nickelodeon guy. Disney Channel. I remember watching Hannah Montana all the time. I watched that. Wizards of Waverly Place. Cartoon characters that I can relate to. I don't know. I'm stumped on that one, low key.
I mean, I love like anime, and I love like Cartoon Network. Like grew up with that so much. But Adventure Time's like my all-time favorite show of all time. Just got done with like Demon Slayer. I've been watching the movies and everything. I love Demon Slayer, so good. But relating to someone, like I relate to Finn like so much, like from Adventure Time, and just to see like his character arc as you sort of grow older and experience relationships and loss and things like that. I just relate to that a lot. So
I like that. I love Adventure Time.
Who's your favorite character?
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably B-Mom.
Ema?
Since we started off doing this interview, or like the concept of an interview, because I asked you under one of your tweets about hot takes.
Yeah.
What are some of y'all's music hot takes? What are the hottest takes that you have?
I think if I did the hottest ones, I would get in a little bit of trouble, but I'll. Okay, well, what I already said is I legitimately think that Lil Wayne is a top 10 lyricist of all time. His bars, he has some of the worst bars you've ever heard, but some of the best, funniest lines you've ever heard in your life. Like I literally, he's great. He's great. He's put out so much music, but that's probably like a hot take.
I mean, I'll just say a general blanket statement. I think like old guy rap beef is just so corny. Like what are we doing here? Like there was this beef earlier with like a radio guy and like Jim Jones. Like who cares? Like what are we doing here? Like they're just like older guys. Like just be done with that. Like I feel like once I hit 50, I'm just gonna like stop reading stuff on the internet. Like why do you care so much? So I don't know. Rap beef is very, very funny to me if I could remember any, but yeah, I don't think I have. I'm going to reserve some of my hot takes. I think it'd get me in trouble, but
I think a hot take just in general, and this isn't even a hot take, but I'm like so tired of old people being like,
Oh, God.
new hip hop sucks.
Oh.
We need to go back to the old days. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, are we serious? Like, it's just so offensive to say that. Like, it's crazy. And unfortunately, some of like the early people that we brought in were like saying that about us. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, we literally love modern hip hop so much. And like, it's just so annoying to hear that kind of stuff. So
I actually have a real one now. Okay. I'm tired of everyone on Twitter fighting over like whose top 5 or top 10 is better than someone else's, because guess what? Say that again. It's your top 5 or your top 10. There is no like, music is like all subjective. Like you can just listen to what you like and like not make fun of other people for what they like. I just think that stuff like really blow. Like they do with us on Twitter. I think it's so funny being like, really? You think Jay-Z is better than JBB? Yeah, no shit. Jay-Z is better than us. But like, why are you even trying to put us together? Like, we're not even in the same like category. But that's like categories and like whatever. Like, it's all just like talking into a void for me. I'm like, who cares? Just like what you like, and that's fine. Like, you know, I like TV Girl and other like chill indie stuff, and you know, Men I Trust, and some other people are like, ew, why would you listen to that? I fucking like it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I have such a love and hate relationship with music discourse because it's so fun to get into sometimes, but also like sometimes it's so stupid. What are y'all's opinions on the Netspend fake meme beef?
The what?
Netspend and fake meme?
I don't even know. I know who they are, but are they beefing right now?
They're beefing because Netspend wore like a skirt or a dress or something, and then Fake Mink was like, I don't even know what he said, but Fake Mink was like, this is not rap culture, and then he was like, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist, and then it got really interesting. I don't know.
My boy Jeffrey Young Thug wore a skirt on the cover.
I stopped caring after I saw like 2 tweets, but I was like, this is so interesting, and I was like, maybe I should make a video about it, and then I realized I don't know anything about either of those artists.
Yeah, I think people just care too much, man. I think people care too much. I think that's another reason why like people might have a hair across their ass about us, because they can tell that we don't care, and it bothers them that we don't care. And it's funny because if you're just a carefree person and you wear what you want to wear and you speak what you want to speak, it like gets under people's skin because they have such like deep rooted opinions and they can't be themselves, and that might piss them off. But who cares if Netspend wears a fucking skirt? Whatever.
I also think that just lately everyone thinks they're entitled to have opinion about something, and I don't agree with that.
Some people do not.
Not everyone, you know, everyone's entitled to an opinion. Not everyone's entitled to fucking say it on the internet or speak about it like you're some fucking expert.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most annoying part about the internet right now, in my opinion. And it just comes down to that, or just fucking anything. Like, regardless, everyone's gonna have shit to say about anything regardless of what they know about it. And I'm like, dude, who cares?
Have you guys ever had a sort of we made it moment in your career? Or, I mean, you probably have, but what is a moment or a recent moment?
Dude, the we made it moment was Australia. We felt like fucking famous in Australia.
I felt like a rapper in Australia. It was insane. Like it was actually crazy. The crowds were huge every festival. Shout out Laneway. If you want to have us back, let us know. It was so sweet. Australia is just an awesome place. The fans were so cool. The weather was great. It was insane. It was just so cool there.
To go the farthest point away from literally our hometown that you could possibly get and have people chanting your music is so cool. And they were like our biggest crowds, biggest reaction. Like everyone was posting videos about us. We felt fucking famous.
We were like making friends with like Joe, and like we waved at Charlie XCX. We're like hanging out with people backstage. Like we just felt like artists. It was awesome. I made friends with Biba Doobie.
I shook Claro's hand. So
she's so sweet.
haven't watched it since.
Yeah, super nice. Everyone was so cool on that tour. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a great festival.
Talking about festivals, y'all just did ACO. You're going back this weekend.
Yep.
How is it different performing on the big stage in festivals versus your own tour? What do you prefer? What do you like? What do you dislike?
It's definitely more intimate with a show like this, but with a festival, I think we're just there to do one thing, is fucking make an impression.
Yeah.
We're always just like, if you don't know who we are, you fucking do now, because that's our mindset going into festival.
Yeah, festivals are awesome, first of all, because as a festival goer, you witness and intake so much more music from different artists that you never would expect to see. And that's really cool. So I think we do gain a lot of fans. Even if you don't like who we are, you see our set. And I think it's cool that we just get to, cater to everyone. So it's definitely, like Joey said, more intimate though at the venue shows like tonight. Like, they're all of our fans and they know all the words. You go to festivals and you're just like, what? And then it's like, no.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been to a festival. I'm really scared of the crowd. So I wanted to go to ACL this year, but maybe next year. How do you manage to stay motivated if you find yourself in like a creative sort of slump, or if, I don't know if y'all are like me, but like, do you get really obsessed with like numbers sometimes, or like analytics? How do you manage that? How do you come through on the other side?
I feel like we don't get involved in the numbers as much as some other people might. Yeah. But for me, especially as like a writer and producer, like I get in my head so much about like what direction to go, because it sort of starts there. And like a lot of people sort of rely on me to like start something, and I can get in my head a lot to like not use the resources around me like Brae or like other people, and I'll just like get in a mud where I'm like, fuck, I just have to do this myself, blah 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 blah. And so like that's the hard part about being an artist, is trying to get yourself out of that. But we found ourselves in that so many times, and just got ourselves out, because we're just like, fuck it, let's just, we don't care, let's just make the music we want to and just trust the gut.
Yeah, I don't really think I have much to add to that, to be honest. But I know me personally, I try actually to not look at the numbers. Like I'm just like, I don't want to say that I don't care, because I definitely care, because it's important. But I don't let it dictate my creative flow. I'm just like, people are going to like what they're going to like, and they're not going to like. Because how many times have we been like, this is the one, and it's not the one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the cool part about music. Like I was mentioning earlier, like the crowd and like the world decides what they're going to like. And like, all you can do is make and just see what happens. So, yeah, I mean, like, you getting in writer's block sucks, but you just like take a nap and have a snack and get back to it. It's like, what are you going to do? You figure it out.
Do you guys have any advice for smaller artists who are trying to make it in sort of like the same scene, or people just trying to gain a fan base in general?
Just be authentic. Like, don't try and put on some fucking like act or whatever. Just make what you want to make, and the right people will come. That's the biggest thing. Be so true to yourself. Don't fucking like listen to your gut 100% of the time, and realize that you hold so much more power than like a lot of people think you do as an artist. So that's kind of what I have to say about that.
Yeah, keep a strong support system around you, whether that's family, a very close friend, whoever it may be, someone that can ground you, because it comes at you fast when you start to get traction in any way, shape, or form. Like whether a TikTok starts to pop, or the shows are getting larger, or people start knowing your name. And don't let the numbers in any way, monetarily or the views, like scare you, because I mean it can be a lot. Like I remember when we first started, well, I'm talking like Double Jump era, we were having lunches out in LA with like every single label under the sun. But thank goodness we had a strong support system that was like, don't do it. Like don't get blindsided by them like flashing money in your face and telling you all this stuff. Because trust me, we've heard a lot of stories of people that are in our shoes now, or like in our shoes where we used to be, that like slipped up and just signed their life away, and things didn't go well for them and whatever. So I'm glad the path that we took. We stayed independent for a super long time, and so we felt comfortable partnering up with somebody when it felt right. But yeah, you just got to make stuff and just believe in yourself. It's just the easiest thing to do.
Believe in yourself.
That's right. It's very corny.
Believe in
true.
yourself.
Believe in
Very
yourself,
much.
man. Believe in yourself.
Last question for y'all. If you were to make a playlist right now, what are some songs you would add to it? What are y'all listening to right now?
Can I open my phone?
Go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
shit, yeah. Who would
What
I
are you
add
listening
it?
to? What are some of your guilty
What am I listening to?
pleasures? Do
Oh,
you
let
have
me-
any
let me-
earworms?
I'm gonna name drop that kid that I found on TikTok yesterday.
This kid that I found yesterday, how do you pronounce this first name? Like Colin Thomas, Kalonn Thomas, and Isandro. The song's called "What You Like." It's an awesome song. I like that one. Who am I listening to lately? Wow, Shoreline Mafia is in my mix. All right, sweet. DMX, Danny Brown's new song. Yeah, it's awesome. I've been listening to a lot of Big Mike, Jadakiss, like I said. Shout out Freddie Dredd. Daft Punk is always in my mix. Daft Punk. Oh, Bankroll Fresh. I fucking love trap music. Like Chief Keef. Oh my god. Like all that shit is so. I love listen to Bankroll Fresh, man. Yeah. Mac Miller also always.
Those are some fire choices.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, I'm sort of like I said before, I'm just like on this like shoegaze, like indie electronica wave right now. I've also got like so into Frost Children. They're one of my favorite. I'm just looking through this. I found this band called Twen, and they're really good. Yeah, do you know them? Yeah, they're fantastic. But I'm just listening. Like I've been on an Empire of the Sun wave. Like MGMT's Loss of Life album, I've just had on repeat. That album is so good. Even the new Turnstile, we're just like singing "I Care" like all the time in the I care, like literally just going off on that shit. But yeah, a lot of I listen to like a ton of like Japanese like stuff now too. There's this band called Default that's really good. Yugari's really good. And yeah, that's just kind of the wave that I'm on right now. Like a lot of songwriting stuff. So sort of trying to build that aspect of my brain.
Well, thank you guys for talking to me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for spending time with me.
Yeah.
That is all I have for today. Yay!